Project planning, the two P's in English. There are actually five P's, which is proper preparation prevents poor performance. Those of you who are native English speakers will know that there are also six P's, but they probably don't translate too well. It's very important. We've sort of circulated a very simple flow chart, which explains everything very, very clearly. It's so important because if we think back about some of the things that each of us have done without looking at these things, budget, permissions, etc., and it hasn't worked for a reason within one of those six boxes, it's so easy to sort of use this process at the beginning to make sure that everything has the best chance of success. And I think particularly with the work that we're doing at the moment, where there are various different people involved, there are various different actors, the different inputs that we need to make sure that things happen as they should. This project plan, and I thank Neil tremendously for putting this together, is it's such an easy way to do things. So everything costs money, and it may excuse me, it may not look initially as though it does cost money, but somewhere along the line, some money is going to be spent, whether it's in terms of your time or equipment or whatever it may be. So we need to start with an agreement of a budget, and then maybe there's some. We're in France. Maybe there's some legal or logistical paperwork that needs to be completed. So, do we have the correct permissions, the correct licenses? Are we going to be using uh, volunteers, for example, who would need to have particular um, uh, protective clothing or whatever it may be, things like that. The people that we need, so who needs to be involved to make the project a success? Is that purely the team here at the Eco Park, or do we have to bring other people in as well? Where is that thing going to take place? Is it something that we do in the woods or the permaculture garden or elsewhere? What sort of equipment do we need? Do we have that equipment? Is it available? There are lots of different resources. We might have the equipment, but we might not have the water supply that it needs, or the electricity, or whatever it may require. And communication. I've touched on communication and the importance of communication before. It's important here, both internally and externally. Communicate. We need these people. We're going to do the project on a Wednesday. Are they available? Do they know what time it starts? Do they know what sort of clothes they need to wear? Simple things like that. If it's an external activity, do we need to tell people what we're doing? Do we need to invite an audience? Do we need to stimulate some sort of response? So if all these things are in place, then what we need to do is move to the next stage, which is to agree the date, and then announce it. And the announcement and again, communication in terms of advertising the event, that needs to be done well in advance. And I think particularly now it's important because we all know and love the eco park, but the vast majority of the population have no idea what it's all about. We've got a number of subscribers, adherents now to the association. It's a very small number in terms of the total in the surrounding area. We mustn't sort of underestimate the lack of exposure that we have. We're moving in the right direction. We have good things now in terms of Facebook and other social media and this sort of thing, but we're not well known. So we do need to announce these things well in advance so that people can plan their own agendas, their own diaries. So that's really the basis of the project plan. And then if going back to the sort of circle that we've got on this slide, if any of those six things, budget, permissions, people, place, equipment, communications, are not in place, then don't start because the chances are proper preparation prevents poor performance. If we're not properly prepared, we will perform poorly. So go back and if there's any gaps in those areas, make sure that they're properly addressed before we move ahead and agree a date. And I think there has been a tendency, and I'm guilty of this as well, to announce something, to launch it, to say we're going to do this a week on Tuesday, and then worry about how we're going to do it and whether the building will be available, or whether there'll be any electricity in the building, or whether the people will be there, or whether we need special permissions. And it's completely back to front to do it like that. So let's use this project plan for really anything that we get involved in, which involves providing some sort of service or a workshop or selling something to the customers that we have. And also internally, it's equally important. If we need to do something here which only involves us, you can still apply that project plan equally well